What's going on, y'all? It's Tuesday. I hope everybody woke up happy and healthy this morning. So let's go ahead and get down on this update involving Ashlee Jenae, who was found deceased in a hotel room in Tanzania. And all signs are pointing to Joe McCann, who was her fiancé for about 48 hours. But what's interesting about this whole dynamic is that the local authorities there are stating that Ashlee actually deleted herself. So they're backing Joe's account when it comes to finding Ashlee deceased in her hotel room. Now, some more details have emerged. Basically, the two of them got into an argument at the hotel and had to be separated and placed in different rooms. So that's interesting within itself. Now, of course, most of the black community and people abroad do not believe that Ashlee Jenae deleted herself. They do not believe what Joe is saying. The parents actually spoke out about this situation. The mother did most of the talking, but what she had to say was rather interesting.
I just spoke to the family of Ashlee Robinson. She's the 31-year-old influencer who was on vacation with her fiance celebrating her birthday. He actually proposed on the trip, but something crazy happened. She was having a good time. Her family said she was very excited to be there, shared pictures with the family, FaceTimed them when she was proposed to. But they released a statement saying that Ashlee was found unconscious in her villa and was rushed to a local hospital where her death was confirmed hours later. I spoke to Robinson's parents. Here's some of what they had to say.
It doesn't make any sense. She was traveling with her, with her boyfriend, and he was taking what was supposed to be a celebratory trip to celebrate her birthday that was coming, and they were in a gorgeous place in Africa and happy. Everything that we knew was that she was supposed to be happy, and she was engaged. She celebrated her birthday thereafter, and then she's just gone. We're confused about how that could change so drastically.
What can you tell us in terms of how you found out, and have you spoken to her fiance?
I was initially contacted by him to let me know that something had occurred, and that she was in the hospital, but it was very limited communication and not with a lot of detail. I asked him, when it happened and where it happened, and he told me that something had occurred 11 hours prior to when he was reaching out to me.
We found out that our daughter had passed from the hotel. The fiance did not reach out to us at all.
Do you believe that Joe McCann had something to do with your daughter's?
We don't have, it's under investigation, and we don't know what went on.
It's under investigation, and like we said, we just want transparency. Just let us know.
I want to make sure that everybody is fully aware that she was a light. She was a light. She was a beautiful person, and this doesn't align with who she is.
Understandably, the family really didn't want to talk about Joe McCann, the man who proposed to their daughter. When you go online, you can see he's the CEO of Asymmetric, which is a venture capital company that invests in crypto companies. But the point is, the family wants answers. They don't understand why they haven't been able to reach Joe. They don't understand why he wasn't more forthcoming about what exactly happened to their daughter. And it's why they said they're speaking out. Next steps for them, they said, is trying to get to Zanzibar so they can get to the bottom of what happened.
So first and foremost, when you listen to the parents' account, Joe actually lied to the parents on the phone talking about she was in the hospital when she was found deceased in the hotel room, and he knows that she's been deceased those 11 hours before he decided to even contact the family to let them know that there was something wrong with their daughter. And so in my mind, he was being deceitful there, saying that there's something wrong with her and she's in the hospital. Yeah, she's in the hospital, all right, deceased. Now, when you look up the history of Zanzibar when it comes to investigations to the magnitude of this one, they have a very weak prowess when it comes to that. And so, of course, they're not going to do their due diligence to really get down to the nitty-gritty. And if Joe is guilty of taking this woman out, he did it at the perfect place, or in the perfect place rather, because when you look at everything in its totality, Zanzibar has a very weak legal system. And then on top of that, if I'm going to keep it all the way 100, they're going to always side, right, with people that look like Joe over any black American. I'm just keeping it real here. So it's not above the realm of possibility that Joe could have paid the law enforcement there to actually back up his story. And even Cardi B had time to weigh in on this particular situation, even though she's on tour, and she said that girl did not offer herself. And so this is just a very, very sad situation. It's very complicated because of where it transpired and things of that nature. But another thing that I want to discuss is that the internet will always remain undefeated, because if you go look at Ashlee Jenae's post on Instagram, there were people in her comment section about 19 to 20 weeks ago warning her that this would be the outcome. Now, if you take a look at the top comment, somebody said RIP. And then 2 days ago, somebody responded and says she's deleted. And then somebody else said a couple of days ago, wow, and I thought my intuition was crazy. Yours is beyond. She really did get deleted by him. Insane. And then somebody else says, laughing my A off, how the F did you know this? And then 2 days ago again, someone says, bruh, already knew. Now, in my mind, I often think outside the box. And given the nature that we don't have a profile pic from the person that said RIP, and mind you, it was 7 weeks ago before this actually was posted to her account, 7 weeks ago before this unfortunate situation transpired, I wouldn't put it above the realm of possibility that this could have been Joe. I know, I'm not saying it is, but it could have been Joe just warning her, because honestly, you know how crazy and sick and twisted their mind can get. But anyway, let's move on to the next comment. Now, this person that goes by Nemzo101 says, it'd be all beautiful until, and basically this person is saying that, hey, something is going to happen here, you know? And then you have somebody that responded and said today, and then someone said, yep, you were right. And then someone else said, you called it. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the comment that comes from Kenneth at the bottom. And this particular person says, what a dummy. He will delete you, one, the slave owner. And it's okay to recognize that he really didn't proofread this sentence. I'm guilty of it all the time. But anyway, the person above it said, it's so crazy how people called it in the comments months ago, RIP. Then another person says, better not see your ass on the news. Black girls went missing on her honeymoon. And that comment right there, even though it wasn't her honeymoon, it wasn't Ashlee's honeymoon, she did get engaged, and this right here just hits home. It just hits home because people were calling this, and this was from 22 weeks ago. Now, I know that Ashlee is still getting ate up all over social media for her past remarks about black men and things of that nature, and it's really hard to defend her. But for me, I'm not going to let Ashlee's past negative remarks about us brothers get in the way of me realizing that this is a possible demon that we're dealing with that took this woman out. And I'm not going to let what Ashlee said usurp the fact that this dude is just possibly evil. And the reason why I say possibly is because we don't know the truth yet, but we do have an inclination and a strong discernment that good old Joe here is responsible for her passing. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to feel free to drop down in the comments and leave your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and also if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll check you guys out later. Have a beautiful day.